next kind of app that I wanted to talk about is the safer sexual health self-tracking app. And this is something that's gotten a fair amount of attention um, because a lot of people use period tracker apps. Some trans and non-binary people use period tracker apps, some don't. But also, many people use calendars to track their medications, their appointments, etc. And so anyone who has access to your Android phone can get into your Google account, where your Google Calendar, for instance, might be. Anyone who has access to your iPhone can get into your iCloud account and whatever calendar you have stored in there. An encrypted calendar, which is a relatively simple option, it's simpler than using an actual app, protects you not only from hackers with the encryption, but also from abusers or stalkers who might have passwords to your Google account, to your Apple account, and so on. The screenshot here is from a service called Proton. They provide an encrypted calendar with a free account. You might remember Proton as one of the VPN companies that I mentioned earlier. So if you use Proton VPN, you can also get a Proton calendar with it, and a Proton alternative to Google Drive, which is a new feature and which I think is pretty cool and much awaited. Again, though, you have to think about where you're looking at this account. So if an abusive person has access to your usual phone, only use your Proton calendar if that's where you're storing your appointments on safer devices. And so now we get with the more complicated option, an actual app. So safer sexual health self-tracking. These screenshots are from an app called Yuki. That's EUKI. And the cool thing about Yuki is that it's one of the very few period and other sexual health tracker apps that has really good privacy. It doesn't share, it doesn't sell your data, it doesn't share it with other companies. And it's created by a nonprofit, so that they don't have a financial incentive to change that either. Now, it is important to remember that even with the most privacy protecting apps, the third-party resources that they link to. So for instance, Yuki has a bunch of links that you can follow that will let you find out more about sexual health. And all those websites don't necessarily have the same privacy policy. So you do need to be careful about that. But within the app itself, there's a lot of different categories that you can record in, like bleeding, emotions, body, sexual activity, contraception, test, appointment, and note. And those are the default categories. There's a logging option and there's a calendar option. And you can also set it to automatically delete all of your data periodically. So in the screenshot here, I have it set to delete all data every 2 weeks, or I can just hit delete all data now and do it even if it hasn't been 2 weeks. And then a PIN, there's you can set a 4-digit number code that will allow you to access the app. And if you have a PIN, then even if someone can access your phone, they'll need the PIN to get into the app.